Finally, God is exposing your son. Your son is. Watch quickly, my beloved child, listen very carefully and don't skip a single second. Something unbelievable is unfolding behind closed doors, and heaven is making sure you are the first to know. Your breath might shake when you hear what's coming next. Stay till the end, because this message will change how you see everything about your son. There's been silence for weeks, but in that silence, heaven has been observing every move, every word, every hidden truth. Don't skip, the exposure has already begun, and divine justice is in motion. What was once buried in shadows is now being pulled into the light. Something huge is waiting for you, and you're about to see it unfold right now. Late at night, when the world was asleep, a whisper passed through the air, a message from above. It said, "Enough hiding, enough pretending. The truth about your son's actions, choices, and destiny is being unveiled." Heaven doesn't expose without purpose, it reveals to heal. The moment you started watching this, the energy around you shifted. A wave of divine light surrounded your space because the truth had to reach you directly. Stay till the end, my beloved, because every heartbeat right now is pulling a thread of destiny that leads straight to your son's revelation. Don't skip. What you are about to hear will make your heart tremble, not from fear, but from realization. There's a secret that's been lingering like an unseen storm. And now, God says, the storm is clearing, but what it leaves behind must be seen. For years, you felt confusion. You noticed signs, subtle glances, hidden behaviors, a silence that felt unnatural. Your instincts whispered that something wasn't right, but you chose patience. You chose love. And heaven saw that. Heaven saw your faith. But today, the divine clock strikes revelation. What your son thought no one knew, heaven already documented in silence. The truth is not meant to destroy, it's meant to deliver both of you. This is the moment where masks fall and hearts are judged by their real intent. Don't skip. What if I told you that everything that was taken from you, all the tears you held in secret, are being returned tenfold, through this exposure? God isn't punishing your son, He's rescuing his soul from the illusion that he could run from truth. The energy around him has been shifting for days. He's been restless, uneasy, sensing that something is about to break. Because heaven's hand is already on him. Whether through a message, a meeting, or a sudden confession, he is about to say something that will shock you to your core. Stay till the end. The exposure isn't just about what he did, it's about who he's becoming. What he tried to hide wasn't evil, it was fear. A fear of judgment, a fear of disappointing you, a fear that if the truth came out, you'd walk away. But God says no, the truth is not meant to separate, it's meant to reconcile what has been fractured. You've been noticing strange patterns, delayed responses, hidden calls, quiet glances when you mentioned certain names. Those weren't coincidences. Those were heaven's early signals, preparing your heart for this very moment. Something big is coming, something you've waited years to understand. Don't skip. Heaven is orchestrating an encounter, a conversation that will reveal what your son has carried in silence. It's not just about actions, it's about his destiny. You'll soon understand why he had to walk through the dark before the light could touch him again. Heaven has been testing your patience, not to break you, but to prove that unconditional love can restore what pride destroyed. Your heart has always known, even if you didn't have proof, you had intuition. And intuition is heaven's secret way of keeping you one step ahead of lies. Stay till the end, because the revelation isn't finished yet. There's a divine message hidden inside this pain. The truth will sting, but then it will free you. God says, expose, not to shame, but to awaken. Your son is about to face the reflection he's been avoiding. There was a time when he walked away from light, believing he could find meaning in shadows. But the shadows are speaking now. They're tired of holding what belongs in truth. What's done in silence is echoing louder than words, and heaven is amplifying that echo. Don't skip. You may notice sudden emotional signs, tears for no reason, chills in your spine, flashes of his face appearing in your mind out of nowhere. That's not random. That's spiritual alignment. It's heaven synchronizing your awareness with the moment of exposure. God doesn't reveal when you're unprepared, He reveals when you're ready. You are ready now. You've healed enough to face what's coming. And once you hear it, there will be no turning back, because everything will finally make sense. Stay till the end. The truth isn't cruel. It's redemptive. You'll see your son's soul raw, trembling, human. And when that happens, heaven will whisper through your spirit, now, forgive. Now, understand. Because what he did wasn't rebellion, it was confusion. Heaven's plan always hides purpose in chaos. You thought this exposure would break the family, but it's the very thing that will save it. A new connection, a deeper bond, is forming beneath the pain. Something divine is repairing what was once lost. Don't skip, because the real revelation comes when he speaks. He's been holding it in, terrified that the moment he opens up, everything will collapse. But the truth is, everything will rise. The lie was the cage, the confession will be the key. Your house will feel lighter after this. The walls that once echoed tension will soon carry peace. You'll look at him and realize, he was never lost, he was just wandering until the light found him again. God is exposing, but He's also embracing. And when that happens, remember this, the exposure isn't the end of something, it's the rebirth of everything. Watch closely, because it's not far, it's already unfolding around you, right now. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, don't move, don't blink, because what's coming next is the moment everyone has been waiting for. Stay till the end, because heaven is about to reveal the truth that was hidden beneath years of silence. Every heartbeat from now will carry the sound of divine exposure. The air around you is shifting. You can almost feel the weight of truth pressing closer, ready to unfold. Something is moving behind the scenes, something powerful, something that will shake your soul with both fear and relief. Don't skip, because this is where the story takes its deepest turn. Your son's eyes have been restless lately. He tries to smile, but there's guilt behind it, the kind that cannot be hidden no matter how carefully it's disguised. He's been carrying something heavy, and heaven can no longer allow that burden to stay unspoken. You've noticed it too, the late nights, the half-finished sentences, the nervous glances when certain topics arise. Heaven is saying, now is the hour. The truth is stepping forward, not as punishment, but as redemption. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you. For so long, he believed that hiding would protect you. He thought silence was safer than confession. But divine truth has its own timing, and when heaven moves, no human can resist. The exposure isn't to embarrass him, it's to set him free. There's a letter he's been rewriting again and again. Torn pages, ink stains, words erased, each one carrying a secret he's terrified to release. That letter holds the revelation that will explain everything. And heaven has chosen you to read it first. Don't skip. The moment he places that letter in your hands, your world will pause. The first few lines will feel like a storm, but by the end, you'll be crying tears that heal instead of hurt. Because inside that confession is truth mixed with love. Heaven whispers, stay calm. Because what he hid wasn't betrayal, it was protection. He made choices that seemed strange, but they came from a desperate wish to shield you from pain. Yet the path of hiding led him straight into darkness, and now, God is pulling him out. You might remember the day he avoided your eyes when you asked where he'd been. The truth wasn't that he was lost, it was that he was preparing something you wouldn't believe. He met someone who carried a divine message, a person who looked into his soul and said, "It's time to tell your truth." Don't skip, my beloved child, because this is the moment where everything begins to make sense. That person wasn't random, it was heaven's messenger in human form. Through that meeting, the process of exposure began, and your son's life started to turn toward light again. Heaven has been watching every tear that fell when you felt confused by his distance. But those tears were not wasted, they were seeds for this revelation. Now, heaven is letting those seeds bloom into understanding. There's going to be a night, quiet, peaceful, yet charged with emotion, when he will finally open up. You'll feel it before it happens. A soft breeze, a sudden silence in the room, a glow in the air. That's the moment heaven has chosen for truth to speak. Don't skip. He'll start with trembling hands, struggling for words. But when they come out, they'll carry the honesty of 1,000 prayers. He'll confess that he's been living in fear, not of punishment, but of disappointing you. Heaven says, do not interrupt, just listen. Because what he's about to say will pierce straight through your heart, and then mend it. Every unspoken apology, every regret, every hidden act will unfold like light breaking through clouds. You'll remember every moment you doubted him. And then, you'll see the truth. He wasn't your burden, he was your battle. He was the soul you were assigned to protect, not with control, but with compassion. Stay till the end. The revelation continues, because God isn't just exposing what was done, He's revealing why it had to happen. The truth is layered. Beneath every mistake is a hidden lesson that connects both of you to divine purpose. When the truth spills out, time will seem to stop. It will feel like heaven itself is watching that room. You'll sense warmth, peace, and a strange clarity filling the air. Because in that moment, forgiveness will arrive before words even finish. Don't skip. He might cry. He might fall silent. But those tears aren't weakness, they are baptism. Each drop washing away the shadows he carried for too long. You'll see the boy you once knew reappear in front of you. Heaven says, now is the moment to embrace. Because this revelation isn't about blame, it's about transformation. The one you thought was lost is being found. The truth is not ending your story, it's rewriting it in divine ink. You'll realize why all the delays, the struggles, and the distance had to happen. Every unanswered prayer, every sleepless night, was building to this divine exposure. You weren't being punished, you were being prepared. Don't skip. Because the light that follows this truth is extraordinary. God is aligning your family's destiny again. The pieces that fell apart are now being pulled together in ways that human logic cannot explain. Soon, a calm energy will fill your home. The walls that once held tension will carry harmony. You'll feel heaven's presence every time your son walks into the room, because his confession has made space for grace. Stay till the end, my beloved child. What's coming next is more than forgiveness, it's elevation. God is not only exposing, He's rebuilding from the inside out. The past is no longer a prison, it's a portal into divine purpose. The final sign will appear soon, maybe through a dream, maybe through a message, maybe through a sudden feeling of peace. That's how you'll know that heaven has completed its work. The exposure will turn into restoration. Don't skip. Because this isn't over, the divine twist is still ahead. What you're about to witness is not just revelation, it's rebirth. And when it happens, your faith will rise higher than ever before. My beloved child, stay right here and don't even think of looking away. What you're about to hear is the moment where the veil finally lifts, where truth stands face to face with everything that was once hidden. The air is heavier now. It's because heaven is present in this revelation. He sits alone tonight, his heart pounding like thunder, the letter trembling in his hands. The same letter heaven told you about, the one he's been rewriting for weeks. The ink is smudged with emotion, the paper folded and unfolded so many times it looks worn by confession itself. Don't skip. This is where everything changes. He whispers your name before he begins, as if calling for forgiveness even before the first word escapes his lips. That single breath he takes carries years of silence, guilt, and unspoken love. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. My truth is not against you, the letter begins, it's for you. I've hidden not because I wanted to, but because I didn't know how to face what I became. Each sentence drips with the weight of honesty, and every word feels like it was written under divine watch. Stay till the end, my beloved child, because the truth isn't cruel, it's healing. He confesses that there were moments he lost his way, moments he followed shadows instead of light, not realizing the pain it caused. But in those very moments, heaven never left his side. Heaven's message was whispering to him through the quiet nights, telling him to stop running, to come home, to face the truth with courage. But he ignored it, afraid that his own reflection would disappoint you. He didn't know that God had already forgiven what he was still hiding. Don't skip. The turning point comes when he writes, "Every secret I held was never meant to hurt you, it was meant to protect you from my brokenness." And that line, my beloved child, is where you'll feel your soul break, not in pain, but in compassion. Heaven allowed this truth to come now because timing is divine. The world needed to pause, hearts needed to soften, and forgiveness needed to be ready. Every delay, every silence, was divine preparation for this exact moment. You'll feel chills when you read the next line, God told me, I cannot be healed until she knows the truth. That's when you'll realize this exposure is not human, it's celestial. It's not a confession of sin, it's a surrender of pride. Don't skip. Because what happens next is beyond logic. As you finish reading, your heart will feel an unexplainable warmth, the kind of peace that only heaven can give. It's the sign that the truth has been accepted above before it even reaches your lips. Heaven says, now let go. Because this exposure isn't meant to divide you, it's meant to cleanse your lineage. What was hidden in one generation is being healed in the next. The pattern ends here, through this letter, through this act of courage. Stay till the end, because this is where heaven's light touches the ground. You'll remember every moment you prayed for your son's protection, every night you stayed awake hoping for change. Those prayers were never unanswered, they were gathering power. Now they've turned into manifestation. The tears, the waiting, the heartbreak, all of it was heaven building the moment of restoration. The truth doesn't destroy love, it rebuilds it on unshakable ground. Don't skip. You'll soon see the signs of transformation. He'll look different, lighter, almost glowing. The energy around him will shift completely. That's not imagination, that's the weight of hidden pain finally lifted by truth. Heaven is saying, the storm is over. What once felt impossible will now flow effortlessly. The distance between hearts will shorten, and the house that once felt divided will become whole again. Stay till the end, because this exposure is not only about him, it's about you too. You needed to know that your love wasn't wasted. Every sacrifice, every sleepless night, every silent prayer counted. Heaven used them to carve this exact path. Heaven whispers that your son was never lost, he was being refined. What broke him was not punishment, it was preparation. And now, he stands ready to begin again, not as the child you once feared for, but as the soul heaven has reclaimed. Don't skip. You'll see the reflection of divine mercy in his eyes. The guilt will fade, replaced by gratitude. He will look at you not as the parent he failed, but as the angel that prayed him back into the light. And as he speaks those final words, "I'm ready to start again," you'll feel time stop. The universe will go silent for a heartbeat, just so heaven can witness this miracle of truth and forgiveness. The exposure has served its purpose. What needed to be revealed is now released. And what needed to be forgiven has already been washed clean. Heaven's hand is upon your family, sealing what was once broken with divine grace. Stay till the end, because after this moment, your days will not feel the same. The heaviness will lift, your peace will return, and your faith will rise like dawn after a long stormy night. You will finally understand, this was never punishment. This was protection disguised as pain. Don't skip. Heaven says, your legacy begins anew. What your son carries now is wisdom, not shame. He's been exposed only so he can evolve, only so your family can ascend higher than before. And when the morning light touches your window tomorrow, take it as confirmation that the cycle has ended. What was once a secret has turned into salvation. God has exposed, and in doing so, He has saved. My beloved child, stay exactly where you are, because what unfolds next is the final revelation that heaven has been saving for you. This is not just the end of a story, it's the moment when everything you questioned finally aligns into divine clarity. Don't skip, because the truth that's about to come will silence every doubt that's ever haunted your heart. You've walked through confusion, through tears, through silence, yet here you stand, chosen to witness what most never see. Heaven doesn't expose without meaning, every revelation carries a sacred reason. And this reason, my beloved child, is the key to your destiny itself. The truth about your son was never about mistakes. It was about legacy. God needed you to see what was hidden, not to shame, but to awaken. What He exposed through your son was a reflection of what heaven is about to bless through you. Stay till the end, because this moment is holy. The same energy that brought light into darkness is now preparing to shift your entire family's path. The pain that once felt unbearable is transforming into divine purpose, right here, right now. You see, your son's exposure wasn't random. Heaven orchestrated it as a mirror, so that you could see how strong your love truly is. The strength you showed during his silence became the bridge that allowed heaven to reach him. And now, that bridge is carrying your blessings back to you. Don't skip. Something sacred is happening as you hear these words. Heaven says, the one who carried the burden will now carry the crown. Because the test wasn't meant to destroy your bond, it was meant to prove its endurance. Every hidden truth revealed, every tear that fell, every prayer whispered in the night, they've become spiritual currency in heaven. And now, heaven is repaying you in ways far greater than what was lost. Your faith was the seed, this revelation is your harvest. Heaven whispers, peace is your reward. Your son's heart is no longer restless, and your soul no longer carries worry. The storm has done its work, it's cleaned the air, washed the roots, and made space for new life. Stay till the end. Because what's coming now is the divine twist, the reason God had to expose through pain instead of comfort. You were never meant to protect him from truth, you were chosen to witness how truth transforms everything it touches. The exposure wasn't about sin, it was about surrender. Your son's story became a sacred message, that no matter how far someone drifts, heaven always finds a way to bring them home. And by witnessing his redemption, you've stepped into your own. Don't skip. You might feel warmth running through your hands right now. That's not coincidence. That's divine confirmation that the healing is already complete. The chains of misunderstanding are falling away, and clarity is taking their place. You will notice subtle miracles starting from tonight. Conversations that once ended in tension will now feel soft, effortless, honest. The energy in your home will shift, laughter will return, peace will linger, and silence will no longer feel heavy. Heaven says, the revelation was necessary. Because without darkness, you'd never recognize the light that's arriving now. What was hidden was never meant to destroy, it was meant to redirect. To show you what divine timing really looks like. Stay till the end, my beloved child. Heaven is rebuilding your story from the ground up. Your son's journey was the final test before your breakthrough. You both had to lose balance to find divine alignment again. Every pain was a coded blessing. Every delay was divine protection. And now that everything has surfaced, God can finally complete what He began. The circle is closing, and peace is sealing it shut. Don't skip. You'll soon see physical signs, like calm dreams, sudden moments of joy, lights flickering at night, or a gentle wind that carries warmth instead of chill. These are heaven's confirmations that the process is done. Your son is stepping into his new season, guided by divine clarity. And you, my beloved child, are stepping into rest. Heaven is saying, you've done enough. You've loved enough. Now let grace take over. This is where the story turns from revelation to reward. You'll see your son make decisions that surprise everyone, not from fear, but from wisdom. He will speak words that sound guided, words you never imagined would come from his lips. Stay till the end. The one who once hid truth will now become a messenger of truth. The same heart that trembled in guilt will now carry peace for others. Heaven is turning his exposure into his assignment. And through it all, God is writing a new title over your family, redeemed through love. That's the legacy being born right now. No more secrets, no more confusion, only understanding, forgiveness, and divine alignment. Don't skip. Because the next sunrise you see will not be ordinary. It will carry the light of completion. You'll wake up with a calm so deep that it will feel like heaven itself is resting on your shoulders. The chapter of silence has ended. The chapter of revelation has been written. And now begins the chapter of restoration, one that will echo through generations after you. Heaven has done what needed to be done. My beloved child, remember this truth: exposure is not destruction. It's divine cleansing. And once it happens, nothing remains the same, everything becomes purer, clearer, and stronger. That's what's happening right now, for you and your son. Stay till the end. You'll soon hear him say something simple, maybe, "Thank you," or "I understand now." But those few words will carry 1,000 unspoken emotions, and heaven will seal them with light. The revelation has completed its mission. The truth has been spoken. The heart has been freed. Heaven is at peace with your story now, and your future is ready to unfold in grace, not pain. Don't skip, because the final blessing is already in motion. You'll see it, you'll feel it, you'll live it. The truth exposed your son, but grace restored your home. And now, God smiles, because the purpose is fulfilled.